Those videos received millions of views, growing not only the popularity of Minecraft itself, but the creators as well. With popular MMOs still having a loyal fan base as of today, even though he doesn't even upload it. Minecraft would reach its peak with creators like Sky Does Minecraft, even creating a whole team of content creators centered around making content specifically for Minecraft called Team Crafted that was made up of content creators like Deadlocks, Husky Mudkips, Jerome ASF, Herman Plays Minecraft, Minecraft Universe, CO Sorcerer, and S Sunday. But shortly after the millions of videos and ideas made on the game, Minecraft hit an all-time low. Many creators within the community started to get outed for being complete creeps to their audience, which really gave Minecraft and the community a bad reputation of using the game to get a young fan base to prey on. But after a couple of years of Minecraft falling into obscurity, something changed. Dream started to make videos around Minecraft and Manhunt, which was a brand new trend of content for the community, and with a lot of the old Minecraft creators who were creeps combed out of the community, it felt like Minecraft had a fresh start with brand new video ideas and content. Eventually, speedruns became a trend that didn't end really that well, especially with a lot of creators lying about not using any mods to get the best time recorded during their speedrun attempts. But that was better than having creeps who preyed on children in the community, so fans didn't care as much if you're using mods to cheat. But then another creator started a trend that changed the game of Minecraft entirely. Luke the Notable created a trend centered around lasting 100 days on a brand new Minecraft. Starting out on day 1 at the spawn point with nothing given to your character, and during that video you talk about things that you have planned throughout the Minecraft days in order to not only survive, but to thrive on hardcore mode. At the end of the video, Luke the Notable would summarize everything that he was able to accomplish throughout the 100 days. The first video Luke the Notable ever uploaded centered around lasting 100 days on Minecraft pulled in major numbers for his channel, getting 50 million views. During that video, he showed how many attempts it took him to actually finish the video without dying, which was very transparent and made the video extremely interesting, knowing that it wasn't easy for him in previous attempts to complete the 100 days challenge. Now these videos became popular because fans loved to see progression throughout the video, which was a big reason why the videos were so long, because they were packed with so much content and they were daily Minecraft segments, which took even longer to record it. Videos. But the trend got way too big and other content creators started to take advantage of these free views with this new idea. Some Minecraft users saw this as an opportunity to farm easy views from their audience without really having to do anything and lying about completing their 100 days of Minecraft videos. These fake videos are really easy to spot. A lot of creators faking 100 days on Minecraft videos upload them so consistently to their channel. I'm talking about like every week they have a new 100 days on Minecraft video, which is usually above 40 minutes long. Now this is a lot different than Luke the Notable or other well-respected 100 days in Minecraft YouTubers who take quite some time to upload new videos onto their channel. Sometimes it could take a whole month until a new video would come out for Luke the Notable, but these other channels release these videos extremely quick. 100 days in Minecraft takes about 33.5 hours of real time to record your gameplay. I'm not sure about you, but I don't know many gamers who could sit down and play Minecraft for 10 hours straight, let alone 33 hours within a couple days. And yeah, if you sleep in Minecraft, it cuts the time by almost half, but that's still almost 18 hours spent creating a video. Then you have to factor in sending the video out to your editor, which takes about 20 to 30 minutes to edit the file and send it to them. Then they have 18 hours of footage, which takes longer to edit than actually playing the game. And these videos come out weekly. And sometimes they even come out within 5 days. So if you have a 100 days video coming out, it takes you around 20 hours to create, because you more than likely won't spend your first day finding cheap to craft your bed. It would be spent making a shelter, gathering food and materials, so that you can protect yourself during your first couple of days on the new world. Then after the gameplay is done, you send it off to your editor. Your editor takes about 35 to 40 hours if we're doubling it, because it takes even longer to edit the video than it does to record the gameplay, which totals up to about 60 hours, not including taking the time to upload a 40-minute video to YouTube, which can take some time for the video to process as well. That 60 hours is 2.5 days. Don't sleep, eat, or socialize with your peers. And if you're playing Minecraft non-stop, which just can't be done within that short amount of time, without deceiving your audience and cutting corners, which is why I wanted to talk about this topic. Busy Banger talking about fake 100 Days YouTubers in his video titled Fake 100 Days Minecraft YouTubers Exposed. During this video, he talked about Jerome ASF and how he introduced the trend. This video generated 6 million views within a year and put a spotlight on the community for using the new video concept and using it in the titles of their video just to farm clicks and generate more views, which garnered them even more money. Even if the video didn't fall under the same rules as Luke came up with when he popularized the trend, creators like Jerome ASF, Guy Rocky, Zozo use the 100 Days in Minecraft title so loosely for their videos. Guy Rocky uploads different mods alongside playing the game for what he says is 100 days. But if this is all for show just to establish himself within the Minecraft community, why does he continue to put 100 Days in Minecraft in the title of every single video if he's not even spending 100 days on the server and is just showing off mods? Well, I guess I'll answer my own question. It's just for the views. Putting 100 Days in Minecraft in your title of a video is an easy way to get views, and it's just cheap. And Guy Rocky just capitalized off the trend's success. The same with Zozo, who does the same exact thing. Now, of course, these videos are intended for a kid audience. There's absolutely no way you hear this.
Hey, what? I spawned in as a mighty dinosaur. Well, not really. I was pretty small and only had 4 hearts. I'm just a baby. I looked around and noticed there weren't any other dinosaurs around.
And think it's for anyone over the age of 15. Now, of course, I'm not saying that I 100% know that they are faking their 100-day videos, but I just think it's extremely suspicious to be able to upload so consistently on a weekly basis with a topic that takes an original creator a month to come up with any new video. And it's not even like you could mass produce these videos because of how time-consuming they are. And if you go in with a script, that's just taking even more time to finish a video. Guy Rocky and Zozo did put a spin on the trend at least, and made it more of an animation and stylistic video rather than just a normal 100 days video, which I can give props to because at least they took a trend and changed it a little bit, even if they are still reaping the benefits from using the 100 days format within the title, but aren't actually spending 100 days in Minecraft. The next creator, however, is Minecraft YouTuber, who I've wanted to cover for quite some time. Jerome ASF was called out during Busy Banger's video, and before Busy Banger even created the video, Jerome ASF was being called out from his own community for faking his videos. In his video titled I Survived 100 Days in a Dragon World in Minecraft, Here's What Happened, was littered with comments talking about how Jerome ASF didn't do the trend correctly and faked the video because Jerome would skip 15 days in between crucial days of the challenge. Comments like, I like how he never ever changes clothes in the 33 hours it normally takes to film a 100 days video. And his hair product is so good that it stays the same for 33 hours, and his headset hasn't moved. And man really thinks nobody would notice him skipping 15 days, lol. You see, the reason why Jerome even got caught in the first place was because he started to skip way too many days between the recording. If you skip a couple days, that's completely fine, especially if it's uninteresting projects that you feel aren't really valuable to put into the video.
So this is happening to more than just Brad.
In just a couple minutes, like Jerome is.
Something suspicious is happening.
Realize what he was doing. Combine this with how many videos he was releasing doing the 100 Days Challenge on Minecraft, you are left with a Minecraft YouTuber who's
maybe some kind of mod conflict again, maybe.
I'd also like to
I
point
don't
out
know.
that it's easy to catch him lying because he uses a face cam, and
This
during
is a
the
little
33
sad.
hours of recording gameplay,
And
he never changed his
frustrating.
clothes, moved his headset, or even looked like he got up around. Now, faking your videos isn't necessarily a bad thing. I feel like everyone does it from time to time, but knowing how many views you can generate from this trend just comes off as weak. Also, not giving credit to the original guy who popularized the trend is also just a really bad look. Jerome ASF was generating millions of views when he first started his YouTube account. As Minecraft started to die, so did his channel. Up until new content creators within the Minecraft community started to create new ideas that would bring life back into the game that has been out for over 10 years. After being called out by Busy Banger, Jerome's views took a hit. Before the video was released exposing Jerome, he was easily on track to getting millions of views with this trend, with one of his 100 days in Minecraft videos generating over 4 million views, which was a lot more views than he was receiving around that time. After the video was released, Jerome's views have tanked to nearly 15,000 views per video mark, which is the worst it's been in a while. With even his new 100 Days of Minecraft video being titled I Survived 100 Days in a Minecraft Invasion, not even cracking 60,000 views within the last couple of days that it's been out. I was wondering why his popularity had went down over the years, and this is one of the reasons why. Not only was Jerome making his videos, he was just never able to switch up his content enough to continue to grow. Now, I'm not making this video to go attack another creator, but just to acknowledge that this new trend is starting to oversaturate the market, and other Minecraft YouTubers who actually take pride in doing the trend correctly, get pushed off the search results due to another content creator spamming the 100 days Minecraft title multiple times throughout the month. But this is the end of the video. How do you feel about the 100 days Minecraft trend? I actually really like those videos, or watch these videos on his channel, but the videos that lie or deceive their audience are just as bad as you think. As far as quality, these YouTubers take the quantity over quality approach because it generates them millions of dollars each and every year. Wait, getting a phone call right now. Hello? Who's this? Wait, what big Minecraft YouTubers owned by a corporation and it's pretty much a content farm? Oh my goodness, it's If you have any other YouTubers you want me to check out, the best way to send them to me is by sending your suggestions to me on my Instagram DMs or through my Discord. Both will be linked in the comments below. I'll also leave a third link to my second channel where I upload a variety of different videos that I won't normally post but upload on YouTube. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you will never miss any new uploads. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Was somebody that
This is annoying.
I was still in contact with them, and I was still under contract. Since they have the channel, I wanted to speak about the sponsor I was referring to in the last part of the video, and also
Should Genshin Impact give us all a free 5-star character? Lantern Rite is being showcased this Friday, almost definitely. And it's the time where they're the most generous they are all year, with the free 4-star selector featuring some of the most broken 4-stars in the game. Free skins usually, other free rewards like pets or wind gliders. Usually they give 20 pulls ever since the fiasco where they get 4 pull rewards the first year. But they've never given a free 5-star. And to be honest, none of us even considered it being a remote possibility until Honkai Star Rail came around, where not only did they offer a free 5-star selector for the standard banner, but also a free limited 5-star with Dr. Ratio. So is it even possible? Is it even remotely in the cards that Genshin could get something like this in the most copium of universes? And if it is possible, that would obviously be good for us, but would it be good for the game in the long run? Let's talk about free 5-star. Welcome to Jello Impact, where we build and test every single character to help you decide who you want to wish for and build. I think the very first time people ever talked about this was the free Ayaka once it reached AR-42 or whatever that was. I don't know if it's anything the people who made it actually believe. I think it's just some April Fool's joke that just caught fire, and lots of people did end up believing it. I guess because she was a beta character who never made it into the game until Inazuma, so people were thinking maybe she's in the game somewhere, and then they made that up, kind of like the Pokemon Mew under the fire truck kind of thing. But any such hopes of a 5-star in Genshin were sort of dashed during the first anniversary. People were really mad during the first Genshin anniversary because they ended up just offering a single 10 point. No free characters, no free skins, no extra reward. They ended up giving a free wind glider after players outraged and not only review bombed their game, but review bombed Google Classroom. I understand review bombing. I just don't understand review bombing other games like or other apps reviewing Clash of Clans. Give us better rewards than Genshin. It's like the Hoyo isn't even going to schools. It's very confusing. Genshin anniversary is so bad. Didn't even give it a 1. Gave it a 3. It's like I still don't understand the logic, but I guess that's these people right there. There is no logic to this. So first anniversary, no 5-star. They ended up caving and giving 10 more pulls in the wind glider, like I said. And the Lantern Rite, both the first and second gave better rewards because they actually give the 5-star selector. We're almost definitely going to get a 5-star selector again. You can select Shang Ling, Sing Cho, and usually if there's a new Liwei character, there always has been. It looks like there's going to be this time as well with Gaming, a new Liwei 4-star, and he's going to be selected as well. And that's a pretty nice reward to get a powerful 4-star. But it's not like there's no precedent because Genshin is a gacha game and based on other gacha games, and there's basically never been a gacha game in the history of the world that doesn't at some point give a free 5-star character after 3 years of having the game out. That's a long time. It's a really long time. And still not give any sort of free 5-star, not even a limited one, but whether it's a standard banner character, like get yourself the Chi-Chi that you've always wanted, or Diluc to match that cool skin that you bought when it was on sale because you were hoping one day to pull Diluc but you still don't have him. Or to finally get that copy of Dea so you can work on your constellations to make her actually an okay character. You know, it's something that is tantalizing. It's like, surely they could hopefully just do it, but most people have gotten rid of expectation of Hoyoverse doing something like that, and they just were like, Hoyoverse is just a stingy
company. They just don't. That's just not how Oilers operates. They just don't do things like that. And then Honkai Star Rail comes out and just drops this bomb right from the very beginning. I'm about 10 wishes away from claiming my free 5-star Honkai Star Rail, and I'm super excited for it. It's a long time. Almost a year, and I'm finally gonna be getting my free 5-star, but I'm gonna finally get my Grania or Emiko if I decide to go for Emiko. And not only did they do this, but they're giving a free limited 5-star as well. And the kicker, I think, is that they're giving it because they won Best Mobile Game of the Year, iPhone Game of the Year, Google Play Game of the Year. Genshin won all this stuff too, multiple times, but they're not giving away any free 5-star. Never mind a limited 5-star, not even a standard one. So why? Let's talk about why this is a problem. Why they're likely not doing this. Why people claim Honkai Star Rail Genshin doesn't or won't. And then let's talk about if they should, if we do good for the game overall. As I said in the intro, we can all agree that we all want it. We want every character for free. I just think Genshin should just give every character for free. But we have to make the argument not why do we want it, why do we deserve it. It's why would it be better for the game overall? Why would it make Genshin more profitable in the long term overall? That's what we'll talk about in a bit. But why would Honkai Star Rail? A lot of people talk about it's because Honkai Star Rail is in a more competitive league as reason number one. They're competing against other gacha games. They're competing against, Arknights, Azurlane, the new game based on that anime that I just did a sponsored video for. I don't remember what it's called. Black Clover, something like that. They're competing with, Nikkei or Nikkei is I don't know. But I guess maybe it's more of a 2D thing. They're competing with Reverse 1999, I guess. So that's the reason is Genshin exists sort of on an island. It's the only game that's like a 3D open world, and people who are into that aren't really into other gacha games. And Genshin doesn't have to give rewards to keep players to beat out the competition, so to speak. And while this isn't enough just on its own, just the fact that Honkai Star Rail exists in that space doesn't mean that they have to give those 5-stars. It's only if those competitors are taking players away
I
from
really
the game
don't get
that
why
would
this is
actually
happening.
matter. I'm not saying that's what's happening. I'm just saying that that's the only reasoning that could actually make them be like, it's like, okay, we're losing players, or we're fearing losing players to those other games, so we're going to give away these rewards to create more loyalty and keep our fan base locked in. Whereas Genshin, they're not worried about losing players, so they're not worried about giving rewards to lock them in. So that's the narrative, and I'm not really sure if that's like, let's look at some Honkai Star Rail revenue. Ruin Maze banner is pretty much over, so we're kind of seeing the final tally, but this is after they have announced the rerun, so this would have been factored into their calculation. So Zila was obviously the launch banner, so that made the most make sense. Silver Wolf was the first broken support, that makes sense. Jing Yuan, one of the early characters, that makes sense. Dan Hung, the first power creep character, makes sense. Jing Liu, the second power creep character, but did less well than Dan Hung. Interesting. Argenti lower, Blade lower, Fushuan, and then some of the healers are lower as well. I don't know if you could call this a downward trend necessarily. Like, yes, they were rising and seeing new heights. I think the biggest one that surprised me is that Kafka didn't do better because she was such a hyped character. Maybe she just wasn't broken enough. But until Rune May and Blade came around, basically revenue is never it's not getting up to anywhere near the levels it was before. But even still, aside from the healers that people don't seem to care about, the characters generally did pretty well and were kind of trending, if anything, like a little bit upwards. But maybe that's because of the rerun. So I guess if you count the fact that these would be lower if there weren't reruns, I think you can make the case that revenue was going down and down. I think you could make that case. The days of Honkai Star Rail making more than Genshin were likely over, and whether that was because of people leaving for other games, or just taking a break, or just getting bored, or whatever, just not spending as much, I think it makes sense to make the case that that players were maybe leaving the game, and that's why they're offering more rewards. But there's another possible reason why Honkai Star Rail might have been so generous. After all, the 5-star selector, that wasn't a result of the game dying. That wasn't a result of the game making less revenue. That was just a decision that the developers made and that they were going to implement and that they were going to do. So you can also just make the argument that Honkai Star Rail just cares more about its players. They just care more than Genshin does. They just want their players to have a better experience for some reason. You know, they give more quality of life updates, they give, you know, the skip button, they give all these different things. And then Honkai Star Rail just treats their players better. And I think it may be true that Honkai Star Rail does treat their players better, although I think there's a lot of ways that Honkai Star Rail is very insidious in how they treat their players. The artifact system is one big one, but there's a bunch of other ones as well, that things that are worse than how they're going to get you. They're not just all sunshine rainbows and they're being your best friend. I think it's a dangerous mindset to ever have that a company is your best friend. Both of these games are trying to make as much money as possible. That is the goal of both games, and for whatever reason, Honkai Star Rail has decided that this time being more generous is our best path to making more money in the long term. So the question now becomes, is it the time for Genshin to finally become more generous? Is it in Genshin's best interest to be more generous? Will that make the game more profitable in the long run for them? And by the way, I know that these aren't completely reliable and everything like that, but as long as they're internally reliable, then it should be able to show us trends. But even still, you know, take these with a grain of salt. Much harder to see trends on so many banners, but I think definitely if you look at Fontaine, the Archon plus Baiju didn't do anywhere near as well as previous Archons. Well, I mean, it did close to the very first Venti banner. Really, really close. The Navia banner not doing crazy well, but you know, Geo not that big of an element. The Neuvillette Hutao banner, this one's kind of telling, did pretty poorly, especially for such a strong character as Neuvillette is, but maybe people didn't fully realize how strong he was at the time. Overall, I think Genshin's doing very well still, but the only banner that's even come close to the really high banner is the Archon. Hard to say, is the overall average revenue lately trending down as much as Star Rail's trending down? I think you could argue that it's even trending down more in Fontaine. It feels like Sumeru took us to new heights with revenue, and then we've kind of dipped back to Inazuma or just below Inazuma levels of revenue. Still above where it started overall, like considering Venti's the launch banner, but definitely below where it has been. Oh, we can see 4.0 double banners are in blue, so 4.0, 4.0, 4.0, and then 4.0. A lot of them are towards the bottom, where 3.0 double banners, you can see the green is a much higher percentage. 2.0 double banner is a generally higher percentage. So yeah, definitely it's trending down in a big way. And exactly what I said, Fontaine, much lower. So I think that either these stats are unreliable, totally a possibility. Maybe the stats are not consistent. Maybe Fontaine is just as profitable as Sumeru or Inazuma, or more profitable. Who knows? Maybe they change the way that they're gathering information and it's inconsistent somehow. I like how they link themselves up sources and shit. Maybe it's for when people screenshot it. I don't know. That's funny. But if it is accurate, I mean, only Genshin knows. But if it is accurate, it could be close to the time where they start, because finally we're looking at the future. We're looking at games like Bloodbraid Wave is going to be coming out soon. That's going to be an open world anime gacha game. Zenless Zone Zero obviously has made by themselves. That's going to be another action combat gacha game, not open world. We're looking at Arc Knights Enfield. That's an open-ish world, real-time-ish combat gacha game. We're looking at Project Mugen, which is an open world action combat gacha game. None of these games are out yet. They're all supposed to come out maybe this coming year, sometime during 2024. Maybe some of them get pushed to 2025, especially Project Mugen. I could see moving to 2025. I know there's some other games as well, but I think if it's not the time now for Genshin to be generous, then it will be soon. So if I had to guess, I don't think we're getting a free 5-star for Lantern, right? I don't think that's in the cards. I think we're going to get our usual free 4-star. But I think that I think that at this point in the game, there's no reason not to give a 5-star character unless they're just saving this as sort of like a trump card. because after they do it once, if they do it for like an anniversary or something like that, now they have to do it every year. So the longer they can hold on to this card, the more power it'll have for the future, because if they play it now, it's just going to get diluted and diluted and diluted as a reward. By the third year, it's just expected. It's just like, gimme, where's my limited 5-star? But if they hold on to it and they keep giving a new 4-star, oh, now you get Yao Yao, now you get Yunjin, you get Gaming. And once they bring out that 5-star card, it's like, boom, Genshin's finally giving a free 5-star, and it's a big deal. I think until one of those games comes out and actually gets kind of big, I think I do subscribe to the idea that Honkai Star Rail does exist in a more competitive space. I don't think that the developers are just inherently kinder. I think that's
AFK
that's
RPGs
copium.
and turn-based
I think it's copium to think
RPGs.
that a game
Gacha
developer
games,
cares
it's the
about
easiest
you.
to turn into a
And
gacha.
I love Genshin.
And
I like
it's
Honkai
the most
Star Rail,
casual
but
friendly.
I think that it's a full profit decision, and if I had to guess, it is the competition.
Game design
and
wise.
also it's the fact that I think Honkai Star
And by
Rail
casual
just
friendly, I
pumps
mean
out
it's
so many more
very
characters.
easy to make
They're already
diluted
doing double banners
systems.
in the first year, when it took us well into the second year of Genshin to start doing double banners, and not only that, they're pumping out new characters per patch
Systems
every single
that are
patch
made
with
with the
5
express
stars, including a new
intent to
4-star every patch
confuse
as well. They are
consumers
pumping out
and
characters
eventually
in
into
Honkai Star
getting
Rail
them
at
into
an
games,
alarming rate.
into
So to give
spending
away
money.
one of the limited 5 stars is much less of
More
a big
often
deal
than not,
than Genshin
accidentally,
giving away a limited 5
without
star because,
proper knowledge
because
of
there's just
all
less
the factors
Genshin
at hand,
5 stars, so
and all
it's
that
more
other
scarce. They're
good
more
stuff.
scarce. And yes, Honkai Star Rail does give up more pulls, but they also again have more characters, so the percentage of the characters that you can collect is lower. That being said, I still don't think it's a big deal for Genshin to give away a standard banner 5-star, except for one thing. There is one thing that really makes me wonder whenever we will get. Like, there's one thing that makes me sure, 100%, fully, 1,000% sure that we're not going to get a standard banner selector for Legendary. There is just absolutely no way. And that's because now I'm about to say something that has some dreams in it, so if you don't want to know anything about future characters coming out, then you definitely want to skip past this part. Jean is just looking way too similar to Cloud Retainer. Like, Cloud Retainer is a limited 5-star version of Jean. So unless they give away Cloud Retainer for free, I could see them giving away Cloud Retainer for free sooner than I could see them giving away a standard banner 5-star. And I'm serious, because giving away Cloud Retainer would be basically giving away the choice of any standard banner 5-star is a bigger thing than basically just giving away. I definitely couldn't see them giving away a Jean and it also expecting you to pay or spend your hard-earned currency on a Cloud Retainer. There's just no possible way. I do not see. Because how many free-to-plays are just going to get Jean if they don't have Jean already? Like, a big reason to wish for Cloud Retainer is if you don't have a Jean. So in my opinion, there's just absolutely no way. The final topic I want to discuss is, should Genshin give away a limited 5-star or a standard banner 5-star? Is this something they should do? Is this something that they have some sort of moral obligation to do? And of course, when you frame it that way, in terms of moral obligation, we all know that the answer is no. But people still have this idea that we deserve this, that we're entitled a limited 5-star, that other games do it, so Genshin should do it. And the reality is that the consumer base is entitled to whatever that they will accept. So if people are happy with a 4-star selector, then that is what they should get. There's no reason for the company to give people something that they don't think they deserve. It's sort of like when you're in a relationship, you kind of, in a way, you deserve to be treated the way that you are treated, because you will be treated the way you tolerate being treated. Of course, it would be great and it would be wonderful and it would be nice if your significant other would give you the world and they'd massage your feet every night and they'd always make you dinner and not make you do any of the chores and all this stuff. That would be great. Who wouldn't want to be treated that way? And who wouldn't want Genshin to just give us every single character for free? That would be wonderful. But the reality is that just like any relationship, your relationship with the game is our collective relationship with the game, and whatever we accept is what they will give us. So if people actually stop playing the game because they're not getting good rewards or they're not happy with the state of the game, Genshin will give us stop. That's just the reality, or stop spending on the game. Unfortunately for me, I don't have much choice in the matter, because this is my livelihood. I have decided to get every single character at Constellation 0 and test them out because I find this game fun, and test it out, every character out, basically for your entertainment. And so I'm on the hook to get every new character regardless, right? I'm not in a position to go on strike and not try the new characters because that is what it is. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the game. I want the game to succeed, right? Because the better the game does, the more hype it generates, the more my livelihood increases. So I do hope that Genshin does start being more generous. I personally do think that they could be about 30% more generous, and they would generate more profit. People would be more hyped to return to the game or stay in the game if the rewards were up to it, and the rewards felt good to do, and it felt good. You felt like you're being treated nicely. I think they could be about 20 to 30% more generous, and it would have a positive bottom line. But that's just my random opinion. Knows what the actual data is, right? We looked at the stats. If these stats are true, right, like if it is falling off the way that it kind of looks like it is here, then they could definitely afford to do something big, to do something that would generate more hype, and bring people back. And I think giving away a star character would be a great way to do it. So that's what I think. Let me know if you think it's possible. Let me know if you think it's probable. Let me think you know if they should. Let me know your theories. And that's what I think. Take care. Bye for now.
It's Professor Dave. I want to tell you about the types of numbers.
He knows a lot about all kinds of stuff, Professor Dave.
We have already begun to look at some different types of numbers, but it is time to do a survey of all the types of numbers that exist and make sure we understand their characteristics. To do this, we can look at the taxonomy of numbers, just like we would look at the taxonomy of biological organisms or fundamental particles. We start at the top with all numbers. Any number you can possibly conceive of, they are all here somewhere. But some numbers are real, while some numbers are imaginary. Real numbers are probably still all the ones you were thinking of, so let's define imaginary numbers. Remember when we said that we can't take the square root of a negative number? In a certain sense, you can't, because there is no number that when squared will produce a negative number. However, in another sense, we can take the square root of a negative number if we admit that the result is imaginary. While the square root of 1 is simply 1, we will say that the square root of negative 1 is I. This is a lowercase I, always in italics, and it is the fundamental imaginary number. The square root of negative 4 would be 2i, because negative 4 is equal to 4 times negative 1. So this radical could be split up into root 4 times root negative 1, which is therefore 2 times I, or 2i. That covers imaginary numbers, so let's go back to the real numbers. Within the category of real numbers, there are two subcategories, rational and irrational. Rational numbers are defined as any number that can be expressed as the ratio of two integers. 3 halves, 93 604ths. You just make a fraction, put any integer on top and any integer on the bottom, and you've got a rational number. The number on the bottom can also be 1, so all the integers themselves qualify as rational numbers. The only number that can't go on the bottom is 0, as that will yield a value that is undefined. Now, what are these irrational numbers? Given the definition of a rational number, clearly an irrational number is one that can't be expressed as the ratio of two integers. But what could these numbers be? Irrational numbers are ones that have non-repeating decimals that are non-terminating. meaning they continue forever with no pattern. The square root of 2 is such a number. If we plug this into a calculator, it will tell us that the answer is 1.4142, etc., etc. But no matter how many digits your calculator displays, it's not giving you the full story. This number extends forever, which means we can never list the square root of 2 as a decimal and be infinitely accurate the way we can with 3 halves. 3 halves, or 1.5, is exactly 3 over exactly 2. If we try to approximate root 2 this way, we can get very close with something like 665,857 over 470,832. But it's not exactly right, and when we square this number, we get something just ever so slightly larger. No matter how precise you try to get with this ratio, you will never quite get to the true value. Now you might be wondering, if we can't write out this number, no matter what we do, doesn't that make this number imaginary? The answer is no. Nature is very clear in communicating to us that numbers like root 2 do indeed exist. If you make a right triangle that has legs with a length of 1, the third side will have a length of root 2. This triangle exists, so root 2 exists. It is a real number. It is simply irrational. When it was discovered by the ancient Greeks that irrational numbers must exist, all hell broke loose as it threatened the mystical notion that the world of numbers must obey a divine perfection. Other irrational numbers include pi, which is the ratio of the circumference of a circle to its diameter. We all probably know the first few digits of pi, which are 3.14159, yada yada yada. Again, this number never ends, with no pattern whatsoever in the digits. And it's not for lack of trying. Mathematicians have checked. With computers, we can calculate pi out to literally trillions of decimal places, and the numbers are random throughout. Once again, even though pi is irrational, it is a real number because circles are real, and all circles have a circumference. But we will get to triangles and circles when we start looking at geometry right after this. Let's quickly mention that there are numbers with non-terminating decimals that are actually rational. Take, for example, 1/3. If we convert this to a decimal, we get 0.3, with the 3 repeating forever. Although the 3's go forever, this is a pattern. It's 3, then 3, then 3, and so forth. When decimals extend forever, but in a pattern like this,
I should have just made a square. Why'd I have to go and try making things beautiful still?
Of 2 integers. In this case, 1/3. Another example would be 1/9, or 0.1 repeating. That's what this little bar means. Whatever is under the bar repeats forever. In this case, just the number 1. 2/9 is equal to 0.2 repeating. And this is all the way up 9/9. That's 0.9 repeating. Now this is absolutely equivalent to 1. To prove this, we can rationalize that if the 9's extend forever, then there cannot be any number in between this number and 1, and they therefore must be the same number. There are other numbers with non-terminating decimals in a pattern of 2 or 3 repeating digits or more. These are all rational numbers that are simply the decimal version of subtraction. If we want to, we can subdivide rational numbers further to describe the types of numbers we already know about, like fractions and integers. Fractions are all the numbers that happen between integers, and there are infinitely many others between each integer. Within integers, we can describe whole numbers, which are all the integers starting from 0 and going in the positive direction, and natural numbers,
I
which
forgot
are
to make
all
more shovels.
integers starting from 1, so the same as whole numbers, just without the 0. And that's pretty much all we need. After all this, we should be able to describe the difference between real and imaginary numbers. And within the real numbers, the difference between rational and irrational numbers. Make sure that's clear. Let's check comprehension. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to my channel for more tutorials. Support me on Patreon so I can keep making content. And as always, feel free to email me, ProfessorDaveExplains@gmail.com.
Why is my armor and mana bar darkened? I think this fun little magic mob is kind of the cause of most of my problems. Maybe I should try a different version of it, I don't know. It'll still be a while before I can cast spells anyway. I wanna cast spells because there's there's NPCs in the game who are capable of doing it. Why shouldn't we be? I downloaded the most vanilla looking one I could find. Although I'd be one big fool if I uninstalled it and nothing new happened.
It's Professor Dave. Let's learn about functions.
He knows a lot about all kinds of stuff. Professor Dave explains.
The standard practice of teaching math in school is to teach a year of algebra first, then a year of geometry, and then do another year of algebra, which is often called Algebra 2. Since we've just done a lot of work with geometric figures, we are ready to come back to algebra and expand our understanding of this subject. The first thing we want to do is comprehend the idea of a function. A function is something that relates two quantities, an input value and an output value. So we can think of it as a little box, and when we insert input values, it spits out the output values in a way that depends on what the function is. Let's say at a particular store, everything is 30% off. That means to find the new price of an item, we would multiply the original cost by 0.7, because that will give us 70% of the original price, which is the same thing as 30% off, since 100 minus 30 is 7. The function that we would therefore use to compute the sale price of any item would be f of x equals 0.7x. F is the function, and the x in parentheses, which is read of x, means that the function will operate on any x value that you plug in. If we plug in $1 for x, the function spits out 70 cents. So f of 1 equals 0.7. F of 2 equals 1.4. F of 3 equals 2.1, and so forth. We could make a table like this, and we could even graph the resulting relationship. So everything we used to do with equations, where y depends on x, we can do the same thing with functions. The only difference is that with functions, for any x value we plug in, there must only be one y value. For example, if a function tells us the sale price of an item, if we plug in the regular price, we should get only one sale price. For that reason, for a graph to be representative of a function, it must pass the vertical line test. Since a function can only have one output or y value for each unique input or x value, then if we move a vertical line across a function, it will only intersect that function at one point, wherever the vertical line may be. If the vertical line intersects at 2 or more spots, it is not a function.
Just for now, I'll do a bit more torch spam since I'm not ready to light the place up properly yet.
And got back two different numbers for the sale price. We can, however, have the same output for multiple inputs, which is why different x values are permitted to produce the same value for the function. So there is no horizontal line test necessary. This
That being said, wow, this place is surprisingly very tall.
This curve is a function. This curve is not. We can also describe the domain and range of a function. The domain is essentially all of the values that can be plugged into the function. So if we have something simple, like f of x equals 2x plus 1, the domain would be all real numbers, or negative infinity to positive infinity. All the function does in the input is double it and add 1, so any number will work. But there are examples where there are limitations to the domain. Let's say f of x equals 1 over x minus 2. We can't divide something by 0, so x can't be 2. If x was 2, we would get 0 on the bottom. The function would be undefined, so 2 is not part of the domain. The range, on the other hand, is all the potential output values, or essentially the values that the function can possess. Again, something simple like f of x equals 2x plus 1 will yield a range that includes all real numbers, extending to infinity in each direction. But if we have something like f of x equals the absolute value of x, then the range is now limited to values greater than or equal to 0. So while the domain is very frequently all real numbers, the range has a tendency to vary quite a bit depending on the type of function we are looking at. We will also sometimes want to identify the zeros of a function. These are the input values that make the function equal to 0, which we can identify graphically as the x-intercepts. Wherever the function crosses the x-axis, that value of x is producing a y value of 0. So that is the 0 of the function. Again, different types of functions will have different numbers of zeros. Before we look at different types of functions, we need to make sure we know how to evaluate a function. For the function 3x squared minus 5x plus 2, what is f of 2? Well, let's rewrite this, but with 2 in the parentheses instead of x. That means we are evaluating f of 2. We then also put a 2 instead of x, wherever there is an x. 2 squared is 4, times 3 is 12. 5 times 2 is 10. So 12 minus 10 plus 2 equals 4. F of 2 equals 4. Now that we know what functions are, let's check comprehension. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to my channel for more tutorials. Support me on Patreon so I can keep making content. And as always, feel free to email me, ProfessorDaveExplains@gmail.com.
Weird. Really?
So, this video I'm going to be talking about my experience working on God of War Ragnarok. For those of you who don't know, I voiced the character Ratatoskr in the game. And not only that, but I actually wrote a lot of his dialogue, developed the character, did motion capture. It was a whole thing. And it's, probably one of the craziest things I've gotten to do in my career, because you usually don't get that much creative input into a character you play. So I just figured I'd go into the whole how everything went down. Way before Ragnarok was even announced, I had a friend who was a writer at Sony Santa Monica, and he was like, "Hey, they would be interested in having you come in for like a meeting." And I was like, "Oh, sure." I didn't know what to expect. I want to say September 2019. So I go over to the studio, and it's like the writers and the director of the game. So I walk in, I just sit down at the sort of meeting room table, and then Eric, the director, was like, "So I'm sure you can guess why you're here." And I was like, "I have no idea." And then he sort of gestured. It was like a meeting room. There was like a God of War background on the projector, and I was like, okay, I guess you're doing a second one, huh? And he's like, yup, and we would like you to play a character, but also write for the character. And I was like, are you sure? I mean, of course my answer was yes, but I was like, sure, just what is the character like? And so they had actually concept art of Ratatoskr, so I knew what he looked like. And at the time, they also knew that they were going to have him have multiple personalities, so that, for those of you who haven't played the game, Ratatoskr can, sort of project these spectral versions of himself. And they were kind of going for, it's going to be Inside Out-esque, right? We want to have, since Ratatoskr, a version of him was in the first game, we're like, all right, this time it's the real Ratatoskr, and the one you met in the first game is sort of like one of his spectral squirrels. I think they were debating, do we get, different actors for each one, or what? And then I was told in conversation, they were like, well, I think we want someone who can play all of them in different ways so that it still feels like the same character, but the personalities feel distinct enough. And then I think it was maybe Eric or somebody was like, kind of like that guy in YouTube, the way he plays characters in skits, just very different characters. And then my friend was like, well, I know him. Do you want to meet with him? And so that's how I believe it came about. Was they were like, we want to find someone who can sort of play these characters, very different characters, and even help us find the voices for them, which was very flattering. I was like, oh shit, yeah, okay. If you think I'm up to the task, I will gladly do it. That was the initial meeting, and then I didn't actually hear anything for a while. And for a while, I was like, ooh, did they change their mind? I don't know. But eventually, I was contacted. This was during COVID times. We're gonna get started, and we want to actually onboard you as a writer. And so I went through orientation. I got a company email. I basically, temporary staff, I guess, on the project, which is kind of cool. This was before any sort of acting at all. And this was my first foray into any kind of video game writing. I had no experience whatsoever. So I will say I was extremely grateful for the guidance of the writers. I mainly worked with Rich Gobert, and he was just invaluable in helping me out. It was interesting because when I originally met about the project, I was told, you'd be kind of co-writing it with another writer. And then I kind of found out as I started, actually that writer I think was busy and had to leave the project for a bit, so it's all you. And I was like, oh, okay, sure, I'll do my best. And so there had been some writing already done for the character, but none of this is set in stone, and ultimately we want to actually see what kind of character do you want to play, or do you think would be interesting to play? And sort of unprecedented creative control. They were like, we're going to let you come up with not only Ratatosker's personality and backstory and voice, but you get to come up with. We already know Bitter Squirrel is going to be one, but the other ones you get to decide what they are, what voices. Just give us some ideas, and we'll see what we like. And I was like, okay, sure. So the original Ratatosker, like the main squirrel that they had, it was good stuff, but it was like kind of like very like snarky, kind of like Rocket Raccoon-esque. But when I had been thinking about this character and stuff, and kind of like why would this character project these squirrels and this or that, you see a lot of like snarky, like sassy animal characters. But I was like, then I gave them this pitch. I was like, okay, my vision of what the main Ratatosker is like. I almost described him as like he's like a car salesman, like definitely doesn't like put his true emotion out front. Very like, oh, hello, it's very nice to meet you. This kind of vibe. And then sort of the emotions that he projects out of himself, he views as like inconveniences. So whether it's bitterness or anxiety, which is one of the ones, I was like, okay, that could be like an interesting angle, right? Because why does this character project these emotions? Well, I think a lot of us, go, man, I wish I could just pluck out my anxiety. I wish I could just pluck out my bitterness and just free myself up. And I was like, that could be an interesting angle. So in the game, there's bitter, anxious, perfectionist, and arrogant. And so I pitched like a couple, like beyond that, but I were like, okay, these are some possible ideas. If we're going with this concept, here are some possible, emotions. And I recorded myself doing voice versions of each one. And then they picked the ones that they liked. That was kind of like how it came about, was the sort of main personality and the sub-personalities. I was like, in my mind, Ratatosker was like a weak squirrel who the World Tree sort of gave these powers, this gift to. So he feels indebted to the tree. It was crazy. It was crazy how much freedom they gave me to sort of completely write the character as I thought would be interesting. That was how we developed him and the other personalities. The actual writing process was really interesting. They had some existing scripts, and then they would have the writers like sort of write like a basic framework of what the scene was, what they needed. Because when you do game writing, a lot of it is like objective based. Like, well, you need to deliver, or when they deliver this item, say something, or this scene needs to contain these beats for gameplay or story reasons. So it's like I would receive usually, all right, we got like a basic framework of what this scene is, but then go ahead and rewrite it. And so I not only got to write Ratatosker's dialogue, but I also got to write Kratos' responses. It's kind of fun writing from Kratos' perspective because he's so stoic, so how does he react to a kind of more out there squirrel character? It was a fun challenge, actually. Several weeks of just submitting drafts, having meetings about them, workshopping stuff, and it was a really fun process. I got a lot out of it, and again, I owe so much to Eric and Rich and all the writers, because they, helped me out so much. I did all that, and then I was done with the writing, and then I think there was like a bit of a pause. And then I had to do the first motion capture. There's only one motion capture scene for him, and it's when Kratos meets him. That entire scene, actually, is all intact from my script, which was kind of crazy. Because, like, the rest of the game, they added a lot of stuff, and they, like, changed stuff here and there. All great stuff. Like, they did an amazing job. But that first scene with him is exactly how I wrote it. I, went to on set, and it was pretty nerve-wracking because for voiceover, you don't have to memorize anything unless you're doing like motion capture like this. And I'm very spoiled by that. Love not having to memorize stuff. So when I had to do this or work on Blackberry or stuff where you have to memorize all that stuff, or Anime Crimes Division, it can be pretty nerve-wracking because you're just like, I don't want to fuck it up. And so it was just me in this trailer, just like going over lines, and then me going, why the fuck did I write so many lines for this character? Why did I write so much dialogue for him? That day, a bunch of the actors were there because they were doing different scenes that day. Danielle, who plays Freya, Mimir's actor, Alistair Duncan, and the scene got a very good reaction. Like they even the actors who weren't in the scene like really enjoyed it. And of course Chris Judge was there, and he's a sweetheart. But that felt good. It's like, oh, okay, clearly the scene is working for people, even if they've never even heard the scene before or whatever. And then it was a lot of just waiting in the trailer and internally just, all right, let's do a good job. The actual process of doing motion capture, this is my only time doing it. You put on the suit, they scan you, and they do a lot of extra stretches and movements and stuff, and you see a little guy, doing it. It's pretty interesting. We got to the actual shooting of the scene, and this was really interesting. Alistair was on the side doing the Mimir lines, but it was Chris, and then I believe a stand-in for Atreus, and then a puppeteer for Ratatoskr. I was on the side, like off stage, looking at them, and I had behind me sort of like a stage that I could sit on, and I had bars in front of me that I could climb or motion climb. What I had to do was, I'm watching the scene in front of me. The squirrel is being jumped onto Kratos' back, or crawling here, or jumping on here and sitting in Atreus' arms or whatever, and I have to in real time do my lines and mimic the movements. So if Ratatoskr is climbing, I'm kind of like climbing on the bars in front, while standing. And when I sit down, I take a seat. And I also had a piece of hard candy for when he cleans up the seed in his mouth. So it was like, oh, this is very interesting. I have to pretend I'm the squirrel, but I'm seeing the squirrel, but I'm miming from the squirrel's perspective. It was really interesting.
What types of old tree? That delectable aroma. Pardon the intrusion.
This was a particularly challenging setup. I don't know which one of you wants to take a stab at it.
Amaretto. You can start.
I'm gonna start it off. Okay. Or Bruno, you want to talk about what?
And of course, I want to say the animators did an amazing job with him. I never want to imply, oh yes, it's all my motion capture. No, the animators, they do just so much amazing work with making him look good and believable and stuff. But just as an acting exercise, it was really fun. It was a really fun experience to do that kind of thing. And yeah, I think it went really well. Chris was really nice. Everyone was super nice. And that was my motion capture day. The rest of it was recorded in a studio, like a voiceover studio. This was a while later too. A lot of people asking about the chime scene where he yells.
I see. You're deliberately attempting to push me into some sort of emotional outburst, aren't you? Well, I'm not so easily swayed, my good man. Stop with the stupid chime! Oh dear. I'm sorry. I don't know where that came from.
I didn't write that line. That line is all credit to the writers. So I haven't actually played the game yet. I need to. I just haven't played it yet. But I've looked up videos. I'm like, oh, a lot of my stuff is actually in there still. Quite a bit of it. And there's a lot of stuff that I'm very proud of. I really like Kratos' sort of conversation with anxiety. I think it's actually, I just like how that scene turned out. But I was also really impressed by all the great stuff the writers, added after I left. They really captured exactly how I picture the character talking. We're on the same page. It's really great work. The VO director was also very kind, and because Ratatoskr has a lot of long, passages of dialogue. She's I think she said something. You should take me to class on doing long monologues because that's not an easy thing to do naturally. And I was like, oh, well, thank you. I didn't really think about it, but it's really interesting. Kind of like with writing and performing video game dialogue, the actor's impulse is to take your time with it and stretch things out. But, take your time. And when you're writing lines and or performing lines, oftentimes it's like, well, we kind of need to cut this or shorten this because a lot of gamers are not patient. A lot of gamers are just gonna go skip, 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 skip. It's also really interesting writing like, you know, sort of like buckets of prompts. So it's like, hey, they're depositing the lean worms. You gotta give us like 8 responses of things for the character to say each time they deposit it. Or, oh, you know, they're hitting the chime. Give us like, write 6 responses. It's very creatively fun, actually, but a little challenging to go, okay, how can I make 8 interesting lines about the same action in character? So, again, just a really, I have a lot of respect. I mean, I did before, but I have even more respect for video game writing, and just, like, it's very, they do masterful stuff, especially with, like, strict limitations of what you need to do. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. It was one of the most creatively rewarding experiences of my career. I don't expect or anticipate to have this much creative control over a character like this, at least for a very long time, if ever again. So I'm extremely thankful to everyone, Sony Santa Monica, for giving me the opportunity and chance to do something like this. Never dreamed in a million years I would be asked to write and perform in a God of War game. You know, I played the God of War trilogy as a kid and loved it, and so I was extremely grateful for the experience, and I hope you guys enjoyed Ratatoskr in the game, because it was really fun to create and play. Alright, peace.
This is already almost nighttime again. Well, it wasn't like this before. Maybe it has to do with the phases of the moon. Super creepy. The awful atmosphere, like... Can't get a good view, but look at the freaking nether portal ruin thingy. Pretty freaking epic. do just a little bit of cheating. I just want to see how this looks like. Oh, there's an error there. Okay, pretty good. Not this again. A little bit of decoration, but also a way to spawn-proof the roof. Not really sure how good this looks, but it's the best I could come up with. I keep thinking the entrance is here. I'm gonna need more food soon. Let's address an issue. I believe I'm gonna do it the same way I did one of my older worlds back then. Back with my underwater house thing. Basically, Pitch Dark Night.
Roll say take your meds. Take your normal pills, Roll say. That should be all the recruits, by the way, if I, let me just double check at the manual real fast. I don't think I forgot any, but I just want to be completely sure. Also, it's a good time to read the book. Men. Alright, let's see. We got Ambulance. A music artist and producer who likes reggae. Pop-Up. Poppin' Games. Indiana is weather. Likes birthday, dislikes carp. Likes weed. Dislikes Skype. What a gamer. Task. It rules the art of artists. Likes Pop-Tart. Dislikes Pop-Tart. Wearwire. A comic book with opinions. Likes baggy pants. Dislikes Felix. Mouse. A novel by Thomas Cook. Likes baseball. Dislikes this video. What the fuck, Mouse? Man, that's so rude. That hurts my algorithm. Shit, I need you guys to help me out by clicking the like button on this video to offset the fact that Mouse has just disliked this video, because that's gonna kill my views, man. Vero-Kun. Likes, carrots, dislikes, Google technology, a gold medal for hockey. Swatchling. Thank you for submitting your review, your input is appreciated. Likes, toothbrushes, and dislikes heights. Wire. It absorbed the wire with fighting spirit, gets flustered easily. Likes supercharged fighting and dislikes interpersonal relationships. Task Manager. Manages oil and gas in Houston, Texas. Likes success. Dislikes Windows XP. Mouse wheel. Analog horror. Likes Wii Sports Resorts. Dislikes posing. Whoa! The statue has chipped my Microsoft. Hey, Ralsei, let's eat at Chipotle. Huh? This isn't merch. You stole it from me and you were high. There are all sorts of feminist blogs. Mamma mia. There are catalogs of religious beliefs. This isn't about language anymore. From the search 6 unusual ways to enter America, it's across. I'm going to go play Fortnite. You stole cocaine. Yo, is Icy helping people illegally cross the border? What's going on there? Has endless GIF files. Ralsei plays Fortnite. It's a bed made out of thorns. Swim? Chris, what if iPhone 7 Plus came in here? Yeah, this isn't in the Bible. It's a wardrobe malfunction.
It's happening to Torches too.
Alright, it's time to go take on the Queen. Our crew is as strong as they can get in this route, anyway. There she is. Foster Jenkins, stop right there. My larynx is on fire. Stupid baby boomers and their carbon dioxide. The poor air. We are facing a future with CO2. Paris is already falling apart. Climate change is a real problem. Too late, dumbass. iPhone 7 Plus is with Brady. Oh. Time to obliterate Sydney. Brady, but he's been turned into a real patriot. No! Tom Brady on the Patriots, not again! I had to live with 20 years of that shit! Obama now understands America's freedom. Donald Trump is now making explosive decisions. She's with Ryan Thomas. Wait, then, where's iPhone 7 Plus? Laughter becomes more cruel. This is my new presentation. Enough already. Is that Kylie Jenner? With her mom, Kris Jenner? This isn't about trans people anymore. Dallas has always remained homophobic. Foster Jenkins blocks the way. This purchase requires a subscription to continue reading. Jenkins, think of the email. We are ready for the latest update. Please press the record button. Yo, banger alert. The skyline is a picture from South Korea. This purchase requires a subscription to continue reading. Applejack made a comment. I watch this excellent grazing from ya boy. I'm a ruiner. Foster Jenkins just destroyed LGBT rights. Let's retort with the news media. Susie Hughes. Each day, Amazon releases a new Kindle update. They wait for ice cream to come around. The Battlefield 4 release wasn't good. That glass of water just made a huge waterfall. So, it's summer? This is political. Champagne! Congress is shaking hands. They're donating to the Clinton Foundation. Foster Jenkins just restored LGBT rights. Let's go! This purchase requires a subscription to continue reading. I miss my mom, even if she was a MILF. Yo, paste. Smells like sexual. iPhone, then who will help her? She's trapped in a reaction mother. I'm in the dark room. No, LGBT rights are gone. Let's hit him with the Nintendo DS emulator. Dick twists. What? Your soul shined its power on Susie. Redbuster. Wow. It's what I wondered until this asshole appeared and created this wonderful world of darkness. Laugh, boy, top 10, like family. Fashion, family. I like, by the way, Family Guy funny moments are all possible words that can be selected for that attack. So yes, Family Guy funny moments can show up. Yo, LGBT rights have been restored. This purchase requires a subscription. I want my PS4 back, but first, I need an HDMI. Oh, so here's a fun fact about the really tall shield. It has the exact same health as the previous shield, it's just visually taller. Fun Deltarune facts. I can't believe people go to airports. You may have survived climate change, but you're not ready for the terrifying future. Next week I'll be 24. LGBT rights have been restored. This purchase requires a subscription. So that the final move to town last Sunday. Oh yeah, this move. But when's the last time I've seen this fucking attack? It's been a bit. It has been a hot minute, bro. The Fountainhead Foundation glows ominously. Not bad driving. What the fuck? What are you doing, Emmy? You're in America. Thanks to Anonymous. Now, I'm ready to go to Chicago. Foster Jenkins, the Queen of England has died. Her Royal Highness has died at age 101. Running simulation for Africa. You are definitely going to drink my Red Bull. Unless... Oh no, Mom, where did you go? Ooh, Dante, please rub me more. You. Alas. Brady! Ugh, I still can't wake up. No one ever seems to care. Ugh. Brady, hey! Hey, Brady, are you okay? Cootie, my little Muji through GX follow. Only Moss is disgusting. Please enable JavaScript to watch this video.
Maybe
Brady.
if I partition things into rooms. Let me collect more dirt.
What? This is the internet, jackass. Are you afraid of the world? I'm kidding. Hey, that's a relief. Well, gotta hurry and save iPhone 7 Plus, so later. Ah, dear Susan is writing poetry. I forgot how to breathe. In my family of... I'm in the sea of clips. May the smarts go to school. Okay. Ireland. Yo, we beat Britain and now we're in Ireland. That's crazy. A little bit, I don't have an iron shackle, do I, actually? I just realized I don't have the iron shackle. Started chapter 2, so no attack boost, so sad. Chris, your deep concern for me is dextrose. But stay sanguine, my fellow Bluebird. I'll find some way to help you yet. Pretty sure that's vanilla dialogue.
I might have made the house a little too big,
The asshole!
but
The 21st century
better
asshole!
to be
Today,
too big than
it
too
deigned to
small.
create a large
so
box. They made it in my mailbox.
I'm sure
And
I
I
will
said, what the
appreciate
hell?
the size.
But it wasn't this afternoon. It was 2 weeks ago. Unfortunately, the box was made out of glass. Completely understandable. Welcome to America. In the box was fox fur. That is when I realized a skull of a cat was fluffy and made out of copper. But yet, you can't control their minds. But if one was simply a senator, could not anyone make a Fountainhead Foundation? So then, if the asshole has taken its leave, then I will simply cry myself to sleep. iPhone 7 Plus, honey, darling, sweetie gravy. How do you find liberals? Well, do we talk to them? Woo! Susie, you came to save me. But this isn't late December 2013. You did? Well... Wait! You need to be logged out of the website. Huh? Foster Jenkins! Seems that you failed to notice my huge... She's a large teacup breast. Huh? She's really cute like this. You think growing a few inches is gonna help? Yes. Are we cool to stop believing in fake news? I'm no fan of Donald Trump. I would never vote for Republicans. Susie, I have no interest in Trump. No interest! Krispy Kreme is making new donuts. What are you doing? We're going to Taco Bell! Oh no, it appears I'm watching Family Guy. I'm 75 years and old and watching Family Guy. Chris, what's your top 10 favorite Family Guy funny moment? We're falling down a rabbit hole. YouTube can't be blamed for my sad decline of kids. Time to report this to the FBI. Fear not, Sunday. Your night is the corridor. Brady? Krispy Kreme is making new donuts. We're now leaving Florida. Yes! On your quest again, Foster, you made all sorts of public work. Using our junk-making skills, we deleted Facebook. With no people. I'm not a cat. Chris, Susie, behold, a bike. Within a backstory in Florida. Flashing boobs. Disney World. Meowtown. Miles. Fizzorg.com. Tender Skype buddies. Fresh UK Market. Men's basketball. And most of all, my favorite Kingstip. Ew, Laserhead. Cringe. Oops, I forgot to do the RNG manip, guys, my bad. Finally, a TV app.
Round 1.
UK Foster Jenkins blocks the way. Time for an announcement. This is the announcement. Shadow the Hedgehog is a bitch-ass motherfucker. Susie visits Australia. Stop taking the pills. I think I'm pregnant, Dad. The time has come for iPhone to realize her own strength. She's queer. Based! And true. That's her special power. Round 2 begins. Jenkins goes to public school. Shampoo. Poop review, Las Vegas. Las Vegas! Laser mode engaged. Come back in 3 years. Focusing into her blade, she will kill the bear. And then another, and then another. Oh, what? And then I connect. Rolsay advises you to visit Ohio in Virginia. Then, Obama will be president. I just love his liberal beliefs. The cityscape roars because of the field update. Fight! Chris Joseph is playing American football. I love the Lions. Detroit, Detroit, Detroit! Go Lions! Actually, I'm a Jaguars fan, but you know, I gotta respect the fellow kitty teams. Jenkins goes to prison. Susie, please don't die alone. I forget how weird this phase is when you don't do it the normal way. Laser mode engaged. God, laser mode sucks. I would die to be hugged. I'm hungry for hugs.
Yeah, this place is kind of on the hub.
Susie visits Australia. Hey, I'm on Facebook.
I mean, that's sort of the theme, that was sort of the point, but
Chris, Susie, other guy, Gary Howie. Young kids are killing my son. Please stop them. By me. I love elves. Haha, bye. Battle power, 300 pounds. Communism activated. Listen well. This is a threat. A threat for all rights. You three will never have.
Ah, good enough.
Feet. Here comes the giant Fitzpatrick now! iPhone 7 Plus. Darling. Debut. Bitches. Gravy. You're vegan. This will be a new writer with many holes. What's wrong? I'm 7 Plus. Chelsea isn't regular. Chelsea stole it. I'm a fucking legend. Leave. Leave some for the rest of us.
I'm tired.
You think the universe was made by a planet? No! The universe was made by engineers, not the bad guys. iPhone 7 Plus. Perhaps my computations were accurate. iPhone 7 Plus. I'm in Minneapolis, in a summer camp. Professor Chris taught me there. Foster Jenkins. Foster Jenkins. Foster Jenkins, are you okay? Seems she ran out of women. And pets. Guess we could seal the Fountainhead Foundation now, right, everybody? Everybody? Foster Jenkins, she said sex should be in teams. You are posting a reply to sex should be in teams. Track the discussion of sex should be in teams. Please review our terms of use. Huh? Susie, is Harry dead? Now that you mention it, I'm lost in the wind tomorrow. I'm lost in the wind. I've never... The authors to be observed. September 2003. Welcome to Arkansas. This is a lifestyle for some. We should stop looking at men. Gosh, yeah! Let's look at rifles instead. I mean... Let's shoot men with rifles. Not in the East. Me neither. Then, iPhone 7 Plus, let this be my real apology. Concentrating the solar power from the United States, I will make a new Fountainhead Foundation and unleash climate change. Right here in New York. Stop! What? What the fuck is Oakland? Well, this is a person... Stop! I mean, stop! Do you realize what will happen if you eat donkey meat? We'll just... You'll bring the 21st century. Oh no. When the light is ready to come. Hey, yo. When the Fountainhead foundations fill the sky, all will fall into the Wizard of Oz. The council will support the government and envelop a common object. We love the roaring. Whoa, yeah, baby! The surviving darkness, crushed by the darkness, will slowly, one by one, become milk, leaving the Lightners to have big thighs, lost eternally in an occupation. Is that your idea of pooping, Garrick? Who's Garrick? Maybe the roaring isn't so bad, guys. Oh, damn, I'm high. You didn't? But you're a human. We'll say, don't get to that yet. I'm just pissed off at Republicans. They're the biggest cowards in the United States. There's no such thing as a good Republicans. Well, that's a relief. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to burn women. Advertisement. I'm a drama queen. You know the feeling of vagina. Not really, Lamau. I just don't want iPhone 7 Plus to be sad. Well, I'm glad I'm back at school. Guess we all don't understand code at all. I'm depressed in New Hampshire. Can you let go of the cell phone? Oh, yeah. Susie. Hey, this isn't a Gmail interface. Really? Yeah. I'm a bottom. Huh? I have a bottomless pit of insecurities. Then, I just hope I could be a kitten one day. Hey, iPhone, when you wake up, eat breakfast. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Running program. Prostate exam. It is a Windows XP utility program. iPhone 7 Plus, your tasty bacon. Susie, your cigar. Chris, your chicken. But Walmart. It doesn't have to be goodbye, Foster Jenkins. This can create a little mishap. You and all our men can live there. Oh. Deleting prostateexam.exe. Alright, time for level 2. Hey, iPhone 7 Plus. If you see the real Susie, she's an imposter. Don't say a word. Okay, I got it. I'm going to court. Let's just go, Chris. A moose.
Yeah, so if you haven't stopped playing yet.
Don't think about it, don't say it, don't think about it, don't say it. Chris. I'm into being handcuffed. The roaring asshole. Trump is creating new drama. But is that really a bad thing? I'm not on the roster. Trump is stopping his team. Well, this is some crazy news. Krispy Kreme is selling for Valentine's Day. Crispy. The roaring asshole. Huh? It's season 2. Oh, Trump, how did this happen? This was bound to happen. Of course, it's Tuesday, fucking idiot. He thought to think how the horses think. Susie. Susie? Laughter is the best medicine. Your brain is very gay. Oh, right, the girls kiss the boys? iPhone 7 Plus, I ate at Arby's. Well, I'm a bit frozen. No, actually, that's next video. Huh? My cupcake from Belgium. Ah, I'm going to be late for my homegirl. Oh, how is it that my taxes? Well, adieu, everyone. I'm buying an iPhone. Ah, how I love VeggieTales. My boomer mom doesn't understand it. Good day, Chris, Susie. Bye, Chris. And, bye, Susie. See ya. What? What? Do you like free guns? Nothing, bye. The heck is her name? Yes, I'm writing how she died. Chris isn't legal. Chris isn't legal. Chris isn't legal. These are legal controversies. Who is writing this? The story doesn't make sense. There isn't any guns. Whatever, I'm going to go play VR. Looks like the library's toy robot. Someone left it on. It's a computer hack for you. It's a book written by a dolphin screensaver is advertising some kind of malware. Various posters talking about champagne. The closet is full of spacious and full of Google Drive. A large person can easily be fed any type of food. It's a computer that is by Apple.
It's a trash can on fire. It took offense. It's a recycling bin of vegan snacks. There's no fruit. Wikipedia. Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. Before you left, you went back to Palm Beach. No reason to vote. Lord of the Penis. The author is a woman. Based. It's a book of organ transplants. Most of them require animals and poop. It's someone's diary. Read it. The world is covered in light. The ship stole the light. Where did the light go? There's a book here about fascism. Oh no, wait!
Shit.
Chris, don't read that! It's not a very good book. It's very poorly written. How to care for your foreskin. It's a book for monsters on horses. According to the card in the back, Santa is summoning an avalanche to wipe out the US. There are photos of everyone's birthday party. You shut the book quickly. It's book one about Jennifer. Read it. The soul has long been called many things. The subcortex, the subconscious. But the researchers are not religious. But even now, I'm a grown-up writer in Berlin. I love reading books, but not New York. It's the weekly cartoon review. It's about Inspector Gadget.
I should spawn-proof the outside as well.
Man, 35 died in car crash. Guess you
Yeah, it
should go
isn't
work
that
at
dark
Chick-fil-A.
anymore now that the moon's a little brighter.
Alright, you don't have to say it. I stole your balls. This is common decency. Let's go. Oh, what do I got? Jeffrey Becker? A minivan from 1989. Smells like scratch and sniff marshmallow stickers. Coal. A trend until 2021. Pity teen egg who is a girl. Glass. Stainless steel stolen from Pearl. It isn't chiseled. You look through the glass. You blink twice. You thought you saw Susie glaring at you when you moved the glass away. Oh, this is just vanilla dialogue. I don't think any of the Shadow Crystal stuff was changed. So this is my family. It's Lamer, Lamar Jackson, hey yo. Chris, Susie. I'm a 2006 Honda Civic Type R. Thank you. I am going to be your mother. Mommy? Sorry, Mommy. Sorry, Mommy. Sorry, Mom. Krispy Kreme is offering a pink donut. It's for cancer. I'm a Bible-loving Christian. You touched the light in my spleen. You thought about how you like having pizza parties. You should leave school. Cocktail Christmas. Newbert's had lawyers hiring lawyers. The police couldn't get a search warrant. With the windfall, I South could see 10,000 units. There's no sustainability for this goal. Oh, I'm depressed. Oh boy, I'm fracking in America. This is according to the Morning Call. I keep ending up inside of men. Can't say I'm from Texas.
Seriously, why
Welcome
is
to
this
Lake
happening?
Michigan. This isn't a TED Talk, but it's the end of February. It's not like it'll be foggy outside. Now go and play with your friends on Twitter. Twitter! Susie, Chris, Cole. Foster Jenkins is teaching me all kind of news. It's all about Kansas City. We do research about the library, and then look at Congress in the library. This plot isn't finished. They just aren't good writers. This maybe isn't for Android users. I see his caster. I'm sorry, I shouldn't say that too loudly.
left in me, but drumroll.